Everybody has a role in their story. Sometimes we're being the background extra in our own.
Man, we got Mr. Shaun Crummey, mindset mogul in the flesh. What made you solidify yourself in the mindset game?
If you want to do anything, mindset is going to be everything. The greatest tool in the world is the mind, but the most powerful tool in the world is the...
How do you help people understand, like, hey, this costs?
I'll give them real game. Because now when you give them a taste, they can't untaste the taste. See, a lot of people are consistently inconsistent. When you work on you, everything else works for you. There aren't any secrets to success. There are only systems to success. And this is a system that has been proven you can use to create wealth.
Hey guys, we realize a lot of you are coming to the page and enjoying the content, but we see a lot of you still aren't subscribed. And so if you could click that subscribe button, it'll help our channel grow and give you more episodes with a lot of amazing individuals. Yo, welcome back to another episode of Attractive Mindset. And today's guest is no new person to this podcast. Listen, the last episode went absolutely crazy. The quotables, calm down. You already know what you have to do. Man, we got Mr. Shaun Crummey, mindset mogul in the flesh, all the way here from out of town to drop some more gems for you. Man, welcome back.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me. I appreciate you, Kane.
Absolutely. So today, what I want to get into, versus the last time we went over your story, origins, how you really got into everything. And so make sure y'all go check that episode out to begin with. But today we want to cover the whole topic of the world of mindset and the world of maneuvering and what does it really mean to be a mindset mogul?
That's a lot. Like, you let me know where we should start and then we'll go from there. But
okay.
Yeah,
So let's start off with, in 2025, how essential is it for somebody to grow their mindset?
Yeah, I love it. It's super essential. I mean, it's the key. Your mindset is the GPS to your success. And I think that most people, they want success, but might not know how to define it, might not see how they fit into it. And what I mean by that is, how does success look to them? Because success is something that you attract by the person you become. So how do we attract whatever it is that we want? And to me, it's more about, before you can get your money right, you got to get your mind right. So if you want to do anything, mindset is going to be everything. And to me, it starts there. It's like perspective. Your mindset is that GPS to success. So your perspective, what you see, creates what you say. What you say creates what you see. So it's basically a cycle. It's a mirror. Like, life mirrors us. So your mindset is so important, because if you say you want to have a life where you have time, freedom, the ability to travel and go where you want, do what you want, but you don't reflect that, you're not going to get that. If you say you want more love in your life, you want more affection, you want a significant other, somebody that can treat you and love you, you have to love yourself first. So literally is starting to get into this space where you realize the greatest reality is in the mind. Like, it's one thing for me to say that the greatest tool in the world is the mind, but the most powerful tool in the world is the made-up mind. So the mindset is helping you make up your mind, so that way you can get from point A to point B, because that mindset is that GPS to your success. So it's crucial, it's essential, it's paramount to success.
Man, snap it up, clap it up.
Snap it up, clap it up for yourself. Yeah.
Absolutely. Nah, man. So, we had a little impromptu class earlier where we starting off just, every third week of the month, Attractive Mindset is just doing topics to give back to the community. And it's intimate level classes where it's literally 5 people or less. We don't want big rooms. We can fill out big rooms. We can do all of that, but there's a time and a place for that. These environments are to really learn somebody's story, learn what they got starting with their business, learn what they got going on with their business. And you came in and you said, how you started off with people, what are you trying to accomplish? And so when you talk to people about mindset and everything you have going on, what are you trying to accomplish?
Ooh, so I love that, first of all. And I'm going to get on you. Can I get on you?
Absolutely.
How explicit can I be with you?
You could go crazy.
No more trying. We're not using the word trying, because trying implies that we aren't doing.
Facts.
Right. And this is a whole space where we want to be, do, and have. Right. That's our whole framework. Right. In reality, what I was doing is I was getting people comfortable to understand their self. Most of us, when people ask us, what do you want to do? We say, I want to help people. We forget that we're people. If you are a busy entrepreneur, career professional, already making 5 figures, and you're looking to step into that 6-figure, 7-figure range, I know exactly what's holding you back. And it's not what you think. It's not about your social media posting. It's not about your marketing. It is not about you delegating. It's your ability to become more effective in less time. If you want to become more effective in less time so you can reach that 7-figure earning potential, I have a digital asset just for you. Click the link below to get access to our Becoming More Effective in Less Time book. This is going to take you from A to Z. Remember, wealth is spiritual, y'all. Like you forget to help you. I want to talk to those people right now. Is it okay to talk to those people? I want to talk to the person right now who is always going above and beyond for somebody else. Always there, always going to the extra mile. When they call you, you're picking up. When they need you, you're right there. I'm talking to that person. See, everybody may need you, but you need you. And if you can't pour into your own cup, how can you pour into somebody else's?
Facts.
So I want to stop the drought. The drought is we pour so much into other people, we forget to pour into ourselves. We pour so much of ourselves into other people that we have nothing left for ourselves. You can only go as high as you take you. That's why I said you got to make up your mind, right? What is it that you want? You really want to help your family? You really want to help your friends? You really want to help people? You got to help yourself first. Y'all know the whole saying when they say the plane is going down. What happens? Put your mask on yourself first. That's what I was doing. I want you to put your mask on. And speaking of mask, this is a stage.
Yeah.
So which character are you willing to play? See, this life is about being an attractive character for me, right? Because it's all about having this great experience. But the experience comes from interaction with other people. If I'm not a great character in your story, because everybody has a role in their story. But the issue is sometimes we're being the background extra in our own. My idea is let's be the stars of our stories. I could be the star of my story. You can be the star of your story.
Yeah.
When we come together, we co-star. But you got to know your role.
Facts.
So what is your role? And some of us don't know. Like, I don't know. I got this idea, but what am I supposed to do? Calm down, relax. You know what you need to do.
Facts.
So the whole purpose of introducing yourself and sharing is because communication, we want to get to the wealth, right? When we say wealth is spiritual, when we say get your mind right before you get your money right, communication will help you do all of that. Communication. So being able to speak. So when we first introduce ourselves to each other, let's speak. Let's speak with intention and integrity. So that's what that was about. Knowing thyself.
Absolutely. And it was powerful. You could see them processing it in real time, where we had an introduction before you even came, and they introduced themselves before you even came. Having them do it again with that level of intention set them like, whoa, I gotta explain this simpler. I gotta simplify. I gotta, put this into layman terms, and you can see the clock start ticking in the brain. And that's what we do it for moments like that where it's a free class. We're not charging for this. We're literally providing information for somebody else to just take and go out there and just do better for themselves, not for us, not to buy anything from us, just to, hey, this is information. If you wanted to share it, grab it. Because when we were growing up, we didn't have that same type of information. When we were getting into the game, we didn't have that same type of information. We didn't have people doing free classes on that level that really gave a blueprint to get to the next level, because it starts there. And so out of all the things that you teach and can teach and that you've learned through experience, because again, I really encourage y'all to go watch the first episode that we shot, because his story is vast. He's touched a lot of things, done a lot of things, and been a lot of places, and worn a lot of hats. And so what made you solidify yourself in the mindset game?
Ooh. So that's a great question, by the way. And thank you for even bridging that gap to this point here. The reason why I solidify myself as the mindset, once again, is because I'm only going to go as far as my mind will take me. If I believe I can't, I won't. If I believe I can, I will. So being a mindset mogul, being a person who understands that mindset is the key, bro, call me mindset all day. I'm going to embody mindset. I'm going to show you that it's possible to get the things that you want just by working on you.
Facts.
When you work on you, everything else works for you. Mindset.
Major.
Somebody put mindset in the chat. If you watch it right now, put mindset in the chat.
It's major, man. And so now what I want to start to bridge to is in doing more events and scaling into 2025, you know, how can we articulate mindset to people who have never been approached from a mindset standpoint?
I would say perspective, because most people know perspective. Perspective gives you your direction. If you believe, because I like to think about it this way, if you believe that something is one way, it can show up to you that way. For example, where are you right now? Is it night or is it day?
Night.
But that's just your perspective. Somebody else's perspective is going to say what? It's day, wherever they, depending on where they're at. Yeah. So perspective is relative to your dream and your picture. So if you don't see yourself as the star of your story, you don't show up that way. But if you see yourself as making an impact, if you see yourself as somebody that's valuable, if you see yourself as somebody that's worthy, if you see yourself as the greatest version of you, your world changes. So when you work on you, everything else works for you and with you. And that's why, to me, I think like living in a space where you see mindset, a way that is workable for you, would transform and transcend your life. So perspective.
Absolutely. And so now I want to bridge the gap between two words that are very similar, but also very different. And people have different takes on the approach of how they teach or how they implement certain things. And so mindset and motivation.
Ooh.
What's your version of comparables using those two?
Okay, so I like to say motivation is good. Motivation is like a temporary thing. Motivation is temporary. And it's externally stimulated. Like you get motivated by seeing somebody do something. But you get inspired by seeing yourself do what you saw. So mindset is using your perspective, using that vision, being able to see yourself at a higher level or doing X, Y, Z that would be impactful to someone. That's the difference. The difference is inspiration is for legacy. Inspiration is legendary. When you got a great mindset, you could become legendary. When you have motivation, you can just get some stuff done. It's temporary. You can get some stuff done.
Yeah.
You might get a lot of stuff done and you might not finish it all. But mindset is the GPS to success. So mindset is going to take you all the way to the finish line. This is the difference why some people on January 1, hey, look, new year, new me. I'm going to the gym, getting my body right. February 1st comes, they forgot everything they said about January 1st.
Yeah.
And then there's another person who's steady committed to it. And at February 1st, they're still going strong and they feel more empowered to continue the journey, right? And that's the mindset. That's the will to succeed. That's being able to cross the finish line. And if you got that Mamba mentality, you got that mindset, yeah, you're going to get to that finish line.
So would you be offended if somebody called you like a motivational speaker?
I wouldn't be offended because everybody shows up differently to other people, right? Like maybe I say it a better way. I can show up differently to you and show up differently to Dan, right? I can show up differently just because of the way your perspective is.
Yeah.
So if you call me a motivational speaker, that's cool. But you should also think about me as an inspirational speaker, right? Because motivation is temporary. Inspiration is legendary. I'm legendary. So if they think I'm motivational, that's cool because I got to move them a little bit. That's fine. So if they thought of me as a motivational speaker, that's fine. I might even put that on my Instagram. I don't care.
No, absolutely. And so in the world of mindset, how is it dealing with individuals that really don't understand the level of mindset that they can achieve? Because now we're talking about systematic things. We're talking about going to school, being taught a certain way for 4 years, going to college, being taught a certain way for another 4 years, going to a job, being in that cycle, growing up in a certain family where practices are, this is this, or this is how I grew up. This is my political belief. This is, what I eat. Spiritually, this is what I've been taught. How does somebody reshape what they thought they knew?
Ooh, that's a great question. This is programming. Like even right now, I have a certain level of programming. How you reshape it is by your environment. Whoever has your attention has your ascension. So you can only go as far as your mind takes you. So wherever your mind is at, like think about it this way. Before you change your environment changes you. When you think about a garden, when you think about planting those seeds, you might be in a season of seeding for success. You might be in the season. You might not have the success, but you might be seeding it. You might be planting. You might be planning and saying, these are the things that I want to accomplish. And while you plant that seed, you have to water it. You have to nurture it. You have to send some love to it. You have to let some light shine on it, right? You have to believe in it. The idea is you're going to believe one or two things. Either you can or you can't. So as much as you believe in the mindset that you currently have, and it gives you the life that you currently have, it's not going to give you or provide you with the life that you do want if you stay with the same mindset. So a person who is looking for change, a person who's wanting to seek more, these individuals may be susceptible to change already. So they may be open to an environmental influence, but there may be people who are in that seeded season and that seeded moment who are not open to it, because during those seeded moments, it's cold, it's dark, it's lonely, right? Like when you're planting those seeds, you got this big dream and you know that you are the only one that could potentially make this happen, but you're looking to encourage your family and friends and nobody's getting on board with this. You might be in this moment of your seeded season, but you might feel like it's dark and lonely and it's cold, but that is not a situation that's meant to hold you. Like the soil that you're in, it's to cultivate you, is meant to mold you. So the seed is inside that soil to be molded. So the things that you're going through, the ups and the downs, when you feel like things aren't working, that's to mold you. So a person has to look at themselves and say, I want change. I can't change your mindset for you. Nobody else could change it for you. It's a program. So, whatever you're ingesting, whatever you're looking at, but it goes back to the idea of if the person wants to change their mindset, all you got to do is put them around their environment. Because like you can't help this part because it's all about frequency. So we live in a frequency-based world. So if I'm studying a lot, me and you hang out and we just do a lot of things, chances are you're going to end up doing what I do a little bit and I'm going to end up doing what you do a little bit. This is why they say you hang out with 5 broke people, you become
broke.
If you hang out with 6 rich people, you become
rich.
So the idea is to immerse yourself in an environment that would change you. So who is nurturing you in your environment?
Facts.
Who's shining that light in your environment? Who's giving you that soil so you can have the room to be molded into someone new? Even when it's uncomfortable, when you're feeling in your darkest days, who's helping you shine that light? Who's watering you?
So now I'm glad that you said it that way specifically, because there's a topic that I want to touch on that usually when you are the person that's shedding the light on the individual that needs the most help and you're the first or you're the only one to do so, you get the most backlash. And so how do you deal with that without being, especially if it's somebody that you love and like, hey, I'm the only one talking to this individual like this. Nobody else is talking to them like this, but they've never been talked to like that. And so now you hitting something. Now you're changing something in them, and you know what you're doing is right, but at the same time you're getting the backlash from it because it's the first time it's ever been done. So I guess what I'm saying is, how do you deal with other people's trauma?
Ooh, I deal with other people's trauma on a daily basis. It's also why they call me mindset mode. How can you deal with so many energies? How can you deal with so much emotion? How can you deal with people pouring and dumping and putting these things in these situations on you? I understand. When you're in that seeded season, in order for that seed to transform into the plant, it's going to go through some hard stuff. Because that seed once was a shell, right? That seed, that plant, it once was a shell. And in order to break the shell, it's hard. You ever had seeds before, right?
Yep.
Growing, the shell is hard. You're not going to eat the seed, right? You might spit it out because it's hard.
Yeah.
So you have to accept the backlash and know that it's going to be hard to receive it. So you don't fight fire with fire. You fight it with love. If somebody's coming at you and this is a family member, this is someone who clearly needs help from me, this is what I do. I lead with the love. I give them a hug. I take ownership. I don't make them feel bad. I used to make people feel bad. Like, oh, you're not doing enough. Get up and get to it. Well, you know their situation. You know how many people done told them that they're not enough? You know how many people gave them the program that, oh man, you can never be who you want to be. But what if I just was that saw you? And when it was going through that hard moment to break out of that shell, I was there to just give them that comfortability just to lean on, like, wow, yeah, I know, maybe I should do more. You know? So it's about how we approach it. My sister used to always tell me this. Hey, it's your approach. And I used to be like, what are you talking about? Just do what you need to do. But the reality is everybody else is giving them so much stimuli that if I'm going to help them change, I can't sound like everybody else. If I'm going to help them develop into the best version of themselves, I have to be the best version of myself while somebody is giving me the worst of them. I gotta smile while they up there making me upset. Really, like I gotta be like, yeah, it's okay, because it is okay. And if that's, you don't have to deal with that. Y'all don't have to deal with other people's energy. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about me, and I'm saying the way that I deal with that and to help people transform their lives is to give them a side of themselves that they have never really seen.
Now, with you saying that, is there a time limit on that?
Yes. Elaborate on the question though.
So, how long should you allow you to deal with somebody's energy before you're like, hey, I got to remove myself from this?
Okay, as much as you can handle.
You don't see it to grow. As
much as you can handle. Because even in that, right, it's a space for me to learn. Like, okay, my tolerance before, and everybody learns this with children, right? I used to be a full-time babysitter. So, you know, I learned this. So you might start off with a tolerance like of noise, like, I can't take all of this noise or crying, or, you know, but is it right for me just to put my ideology on them and say, hey, you got 6 days to straighten up and be, no, like, it's really their experience. So me, I have to be the person that goes, all right, I can't take this right now. Let me step away, but let me do it with love though. Everybody got their own thing going on. Hey, sis, you know, I got this trip in Miami. I got to go hang out and do some podcasts and do a little run. So I'll be back, you know. I don't have to tell her, yeah, I'm not ever talking to you again. Yeah, I'll be back, right? I got you when I come back. And then while I'm down there, send a nice little love note. Even if it's a brother, you know, send a nice little appreciation. Hey, look, bro, I appreciate you. I was listening to what you were saying the other day. You know what? Find a piece that resonated to me in what they said, and I'll give it back to them, right? Like, oh, you said X, Y, and Z. That was so dope. I thought that was really good. And I tell them why, right? And then what that's doing for that person is, oh, wow, somebody's listening to me when they least likely expect it, because they think those people who are, you know, on the cuffs of transforming, they might be a little bit less helped in a lot of ways, right? They might feel like they're on their own, and usually when people feel like they're on their own, it means that most people don't really listen to them, or they might feel unheard, or not seen, right? This is how you make a person feel seen. So the best way you can make them feel seen will be my route. But like I said, if I don't have the tolerance, I have to just remove myself. But I don't have to get upset about it, just remove myself.
100%. And so now, you know, I want to kind of segue into the realm of exactly everything you just talked about. What you just talked about, most people may not see it that way, but that's a skill set. You've had to develop that. You've had to experience that. You've had to nurture that. You've had to grow that. And, you know, we'll go out to these events a lot of the time, or we'll meet different people a lot of the time, and certain questions that they might ask, or certain moments or phases that they might be in, is really like they asking for coaching. Right. And you like, you know, in your head, you're like, man, it's cost. But at the same time, you're trying to give value without, you're trying to be valuable. You're being valuable, correcting myself. You're being valuable without being disconnected. And what I mean by disconnected is you're not trying to brush them off, but at the same time, how do you help people understand, like, hey, this cost?
You're asking me for real to tell you that?
Yeah, like this pay. You got to pay.
So what I'll tell them is, and this happens a lot, right? Especially when you do mindset. When you do something that's intangible, people are going to look for it in many ways, and they're also going to look for it for free because it's intangible. So for me, I let them know, yeah, people pay me X, Y, and Z for this. But being that you're right here with me right now, let me add some value. Can I add some value to you? And they say, yeah. I'll give them real game. You know why I do that, right?
Because the more value they have, imagine if they paid for something.
I just gave them something tangible. See, the intangible skill, this is why, like, if you go into a mall, well, I know this was like in the past. I don't know if they still do this, but they had samples of whatever it is that they were offering, especially food places. And they give you a sample. That's what you should do. Give them a sample. Because now when you give them a taste, they can't untaste the taste. Yo, put that down on the list. They can't untaste the taste. Once they get a little taste of it, they can't untaste it. So therefore, it's like, I need some of that. You know? So when you give them a good dose of mindset, that's something that they haven't heard before, which is most likely what I do a lot. Like, I give people a lot of value from things that they haven't heard before. It's like, wait a minute, that brother was impactful. What is it that you do again? And when you give them the game now when you give them the information, it's like, wow, I need more of you. And I make myself available to have more because I'm building a community of love, connectivity, and financial prosperity. So this is not about me. If you ever catch me talking about me, I'm talking about maxing everything. But this is about we. This is a we thing.
Yeah.
So the more people I can enroll into my story and the more people I can help level up their story, we're winning. So if I can help make them better, we're winning. They're going to pay me anyway. I get paid regardless. I get paid all day.
No, that's fire. And so you have an app called Luhv Plus.
Wait, don't even talk about the app. Just use the .com. I don't even want
.com. LuhvPlus.com. Right? Yeah. So what is that?
So LuhvPlus.com is this transformational space. This is a space where you get to practice being your highest self. This is a space where you get supported. This is a space of love, connectivity. It's everything that I speak about when we say love, connectivity, financial prosperity. So you want to transform your mindset. You want to practice habits that would hack the way you live. This is the place for it. See, this is really about personal and professional development. See, with personal and professional development, you get a life you love. Without it, you get the life you have. So you got to make a choice. Now, with this platform, you're getting all the support that you need to go to another level with all the information. Nothing beats this. That's why everybody loves it.
And you have a specific set of team members because I've been on your Zoom calls. How you have it structured, how you have everything, and you'll be like, yo, Rich, let me see your PowerPoint before we get on here. And I'll be like, man, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? But you have a certain level of structure and organization, and you can see it in your team. You got heavy hitters in your team. And how did you build a team like that?
Thank you, and I appreciate you for recognizing that. And I'm happy you're on my team too. Snap it up, clap it up, my guy Rich. You
Absolutely.
Understand? You understand? So the idea is to work with people who are already doing what it is that you want to do or better. I don't need to be the expert in everything. I need to be the expert in hiring experts. My team always says this. My brothers always say this. Just be the expert in hiring experts. So I don't need to be the person that's doing everything because that used to be my role. Let me do everything. Now my role is to create the structure, company culture, create the community, create the system in which brings us money. And that's what I've been doing. So the way to do it is find people who have a certain skill set. So what I like to do is I like to see which people got skill sets that they don't really know that it's a gift. Then I pull a gift out of them because your gift will give you your goal. So if I find your gift and you get the goal, who you going to give the glory to? Don't give it to me, give it to God. But who sent me? God did. So understand, I'm getting blessed because I'm operating in my purpose. So if I'm helping you be the best version of you, we're all going to win. So when you look at what I got going on, I can't take all the credit for it because I'm not showing up for those people who are showing up. I just instruct them to show up, and they show up. I give them the idea to show up. I'm using the imagination. They're using the implementation, and together it's just a beautiful situation.
No, 100%. And, even when we did do these Zooms, break down the structure for that, because that's the first time that I've seen somebody implement a structure like that where you're combining communities together. You got breakout rooms, and these people go here, these people go here, these people go here, and then they all come back together. And it's a big melting pot, and I like it.
You want me to give them my secret sauce that stamps me? All right. All right, cool. So what I do when I help 6-figure, 7-figure earners, I'm talking about these individuals who are course creators, agency owners, people who have just communities, right? And what I like to do is I like to bring different communities together, because we understand that your environment is what takes you to that next level. Understanding, like, when it comes to the financial fundamentals, environment is one. Right. So it's not only that, it's the habit hacking. It's the accountability. It's putting people in front of you, because I know that people are going to do their best job when other people are watching. I know. Can I talk to them real quick?
Talk to them.
I might be talking to you. You might be the person that when your boss walks around, you up and you doing it. You might be the person that when somebody else asks you to do something, you'll do it quicker for them than you'll do it for you. You might be the person that gets inspired by being around other energy. So for me, it was about collecting that energy. But I also know that there are a lot of people who hide in the background. So what I say, and I encourage all of you to do this too, I split up them into focus groups. So you can have your main focus. If everybody here is focusing on funding, let it be funding right here. But if everybody over here is focusing on credit and that's what they want, let them focus on the credit. You can get to the funding later. And then now you create what we call tiers and stages. So once you get your credit right, then you can go get the funding. Once you get the funding, then you can go to the affiliates. Once you go to the affiliates, you can start building up the business. So you have different realms to play with. And I like to think about it this way. When you're building your business, think 3 to 4 years. It's not happening the first year. It can happen, but it's not most likely going to happen. It's 3 to 4 years. So when you talk about this 3 to 4 window, this is like your championship run. So in sports, teams mostly get like a 4-year run. After that, it's pretty much toast, right? So you get this 4 years. So I'm not ready to rush them to get all of the information. I want you to break it up, dissect it, so it can be easy for digesting, right? Like easy for digestation, right? Like being in a space where you can get the information, grasp it, and then be able to output it. That's what we want you to do. So I would say, if you aren't already doing that, break your community up into smaller communities. Because if I have a group of 10 people in one group, like the focus group, there might be that person who was afraid to raise their hand when we had the group of 30, 40 people. But in that group of 10, now you see the person's personality come out a little bit. Now they're raising their hand, they're getting feedback. See, a lot of times in mentorships, there's people who get left behind. We want no one left behind. If I help other people get better, who becomes better?
We do.
So it's no point to be selfish for me. I want to share mine. So that's the idea. The idea is to break it up in smaller focus groups, allow people who would normally hide when there's a bigger amount of groups, but also the focus groups allow you to dial in on certain topics that you may be at that moment. And that's how we accelerate your results in 30 days or less.
Got you. And so people only work with you for 30 days, or how long do they typically work with you?
They typically work, right? We have people who are lifers. We got like lifetime plans.
Okay.
And then we got people who work at their own pace.
Gotcha.
Like not everybody's going to be a lifer. And we don't want everybody to be a lifer because if we have to force you to do that, that's not what we want. We want you to want it. So if everybody wants it for themselves, then hey, we want everybody. But the idea is to allow them to work as much as they can. But what I figured out is this. I figured out that the shelf life customer value, depending on where your business is, in education, your customer value is 6 to 1 year. You got not 1 year, 6 months to 1 year.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So 6 months to 1 year is the lifetime value of a customer. In education, that's not everybody.
Yeah.
But the way I'm looking at it, I said, this is a school. This is a university. This is an academy. We're here for 3 to 4 years. So this is how we like to do it.
No, that's definitely a different perspective, and it's fire. And so I like that you mentioned the credit, the funding, and all of these things that go hand in hand with what people need. And so from your perspective, why should a business implement that if that's not even the main priority of the business? Because that wasn't how you described Luhv Plus. But you said we have this available. Why is it so important to have that available?
I love the question, and the reason why I want to have it available and why it's important is because funds is part of fundamental, right? So if we're going to establish a business, what's one of the fundamental principles in business? You must have money. We always say it takes money to make money. So the idea is to understand if we can help people get funds, we're doing people justice.
Yeah.
Now, the reason why I say that everybody should have it as a fundamental principle, if you are helping other small businesses grow, because that's the way to help people grow, right? So I would say, and on top of it, I would say you can use it as an affiliate. So whatever business that you have right now, it doesn't matter. You can have a podcast company, you can have content creation, you can have anything. It all takes money. You have to pay people to do jobs. So if you can get funding and pay people to do jobs, the money that you pay to people to do jobs, they're doing a job that gives you the money back. So the more you invest into yourself, the bigger the return on investment.
Facts.
So I would love for you to create a funding company or have an affiliate. Hey, partner up with me. We get your clients funded. Now they have more money to do what? To go spend it back with you. And if you get people funded and you don't use us, but you have your own funding company, you help them get cash or get money to spend back with you, but it's to invest in themselves. So the more money that they invest into themselves, the bigger and better their life is going to be. You let me tell you this. How much money did you invest into yourself for your studios?
For this studio?
Whatever, all of your studios, everything that you've accumulated, how much money did you invest?
We probably upwards of multiple six figures.
Multiple six figures.
Yeah.
Do you plan on stopping?
Nah.
So you're speaking exactly what I'm saying, right?
I'm about to spend more money tomorrow.
Right. See, I'm about to spend some tomorrow.
Yeah.
You're saying what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So you need funds.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is you don't want to use the funds that's in your account that's personal funds. You want to have a system because there aren't any secrets to success. There are only systems to success.
Nice.
And this is a system that has been proven. You could use debt to create wealth. Most people use debt to get in debt, okay? I'm not using debt to get in debt. I'm using debt to create wealth. So if you want to use debt to create wealth and really put your family out of last place in the first place or wherever you feel like they're ranked at, this is one of the ways to do it. So I would say for sure add a funding company to your business.
So now how do you deal with the individuals that know they want to work with you but come to you and don't have a plan? They don't even have a business yet. They're like, yo, I know I need this mindset. I know I need to reframe how I'm doing things. I know I want to do things correctly. I know I need to get the funding, but I don't know actually what I'm going to do with it yet.
That's why we have me, right? That's why I'm here. Help you, show you how to get the bag, but also how to keep the bag. But the idea is really how to move the bag. See, when you think about money, right? And let me answer your question first before I go in a deeper dive. So I want to be able to like help a person see their roadmap. I don't want to do it from what I think that you should do. I want to help you based upon what you think you should do. Now, if you don't have any idea of what you want to do, but you know you just don't want to be inside the rat race, slaving away, and you want to be a person that can impact people and transform your community, then I understand right then and there, how do you want to transform your community? What is the result that you want to create? What is it? And then extrapolate it. A lot of times people want to do, create, inspire what from where they lacked. So they want to do something that they never could do when they were younger. They want to create from a space that where they feel like, oh man, if I had just the freedom to do this, I would. And they want to be able to be in a space where they can produce based upon maybe something like I mentioned before, like something that they didn't have. So the idea is, what is it that you want to show up in your life? This is how I used it on me. I said, what do I want to show up in my life? And I said, I want more love. I want more connectivity. I want to be able to create and connect more. And I also want financial prosperity. So I have to be the reflection of it. So I help them extrapolate that gift that they have within themselves to do whatever it is that they have, because their story we'll give them their glory. So let's find out, what did you overcome in your life that comes to you easily, effortlessly now, that may come harder to other people. And then right there, let's start with that. Let's start with that. What comes, and this is a hack for everybody. I want you to do this. We always tell our students to do this. Go on your phone, look at your last 10 contacts, and write them this question. Say, hey, what comes to me easily and effortlessly that may come harder to others? In that, you ask them, so what type of business do you think I would be good at? They'll tell you. And then now you start to realize your gifts, and you can make a business on that, because there's always a problem somewhere, and there's always a solution to every problem.
100%, you know, and that's such a powerful thing, because a lot of people ask me all the time, they're like, man, how do you do this? Or how do you do that? And I've developed an answer for that. But the more honest way to think about it is, man, it's just attracted to me. People want to give me money. I'm not making sales. I don't ever feel like I'm making sales. I don't ever feel like I'm selling. But I always get myself into a situation where somebody's handing me some money. I've had sponsors that have handed me bread and then passed away. You know what I'm saying? And it's always been that way throughout my life, to where some of it's more easy than others. But, you know, anytime I've ever gotten myself into a position where I've needed more money has come. And that level of law of attraction, I don't know if that's teachable, because I've had to become that. And so the most that I can say to them is, you have to become what you want. But even though my name is Moneybag Rich, all the people say, oh yeah, you got all the money bag and all the money in the world. And I'm like, well, that's not actually what the name means. Moneybag is just the vessel. You put the money in the bag. So I'm the vessel. Rich is rich in happiness, rich in wealth, rich in life, rich in prosperity. It's just rich. Everything I touch becomes rich, gold. And so Moneybag Rich is how that's formed. It wasn't necessarily towards the dollar. It was being the vessel of richness. Moneybag Rich. And people, you know, oh yeah, well, it just goes into the dollar aspect of it, whatever, blah, blah. But I've never looked at money in the way of making it. I've always looked at money in the way of creating it. And that's what I teach other people to do. And once they get confused at first, because there is a difference between the two, making money and creating money. Now you're on the side of the 4 steps of impact. Now you're in the imagination world. Our currency as a whole used to be seashells. How do we go from seashells to the dollar bill? Not even. How do we go from seashells to coins to gold to a dollar bill now? Someone's imagination is what took us here. We didn't have a form of trading an actual numerical dollar amount for anything. It was a barter system. That's what America was founded on. Seashells. Literally, this is history. Y'all can go look this up. And so how do we develop it here? It was created for us to do these things. And then it was spawned off into yen, peso, you know, dollar, or whatever you want to name it, the different factions of it. And so creating money at the end of the day, how do you teach that from a mindset perspective?
I love that. I'm going to answer that. I want to go back to something really quick. When you say you might not be sure if you can teach the way to attract the abundance, right? The way to be that attractive character. I love teaching that. But one thing I found out is that you're 100% right. They have to learn it. They have to go through something in order to get it. So we don't have just standard courses. We have challenges. So if money is your challenge, you take the money challenge, and there's a bunch of money challenges. Through the money challenge, it puts you in situations that you would have to react like how you would in a normal situation. So for example, most people grow through situational learnings, right? We put you in that. We put you in that simulation so you now get the experience as if you were going through that situation normally. And I think this is the route that everybody should be going if y'all really want to accelerate the students' results when it comes to them watching courses or whatever. Because a lot of courses just have you sit and watch material.
Yeah.
But what I'm doing is I'm putting you in the game. I'm putting you in the game. Like you said, with that money bag, like it's just a vessel. You got to, add something to the bag. And what we add to the bag is your experience. So we need your experience. You need your experience in this. And when it comes to my experience with collecting money, like when we say making money or creating it, I don't think people can make money unless they work at the treasury. I do think you create it. The way that I say it is I say you collect it. You collect money. You don't have to make it. You just have to be valuable enough for somebody to say, hey, I would exchange my dollars in my pocket for the thing that you're getting ready to offer to me.
It's fire.
Collect it. And you can collect it a lot of ways.
No, absolutely. Absolutely, man. Every time we have a conversation, it's always levels to the conversation. And this is why it's important to have this type of circle. We hit each other up randomly. Yo, top of the top. How you doing? Whatever, what we got going on. What's the vibe today? And it could be just on some checking up on each other. But, when we also are around each other, we're in a certain mode. We're getting it.
Oh, yeah, there he go. Snap it up, clap it up.
We're getting Come on. It.
Real time.
You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
We're getting it. Come on. And that's the real transitional things that people don't see very often is we show up every day. We show up every day. This isn't something where it's just a one-time interaction like, yo, come do this Zoom that we got going on, or come do this morning call we got going on, or come do this class we got going on, or anything vice versa on both sides. It's every day something's happening. Every day movements are being made. Every day somebody's life is being affected by the choices that we choose to make. And that's what I want to leave this podcast with today is consistency. That's, I want to give a word to the year for me, for now, for other people. My word is different, but I want people to instill consistency. And it doesn't have to be in business. Life requires consistency. Anything that you do, be for real. If you want to play games, game. If you want to watch TV, watch a marathon. If you want to read a book, read them all. But do it consistently, and your life is going to start to develop in that path that you choose to go down. Negative or positive, hey, it's your choice to make. Of course, we're going to advocate for doing something more fruitful and fulfilling, but at the same time, life also requires balance. It can't always be business. It can't always be focused on this, but you choose what you intake and what your mind intakes and how you intake it. A guilty pleasure of mine is I love going to the movies. I have a Regal subscription where monthly movies I go to, pay a one-time fee, and I go see whatever movie I want any month. And I do it randomly. I go watch movies that I don't even like because I got the subscription. You know what I'm saying? But you have to also make time to be human because that's what we are. We're not machines. And I had to really talk myself out of that because I did treat myself like a machine. I didn't go on vacation until my girl started taking me on vacation. I didn't go and
wait, hold up. Snap it up, clap it up for your girl taking you on vacation.
You know what I'm
saying?
Hold
up, ladies. Take your man on vacation. Okay?
Right?
Just don't be the woman that's giving us socks and underwear. Just take us on vacation sometime.
Facts.
Men need love too.
Facts. Got to. And the way that she poured into me was different than I poured into myself. Having a partner that can pour into you in a different type of way and value you in a different type of way. Because as a man and a woman, you're going to love differently naturally, no matter what. And depending on what you went through as a man, that love is going to be even deeper. We got hood elements. I got military elements. I got all of these type of elements. And so my love was definitely rough. And she's not rough at all. And she brought that softer side to me. And I will say it in that context because, man, it's okay to have
hold
a
on.
softer
I know which
side.
context you saying it. You say that because she outside right now, right?
No, not at all. You
Nah,
know
I'm
what I'm
joking.
saying?
I'm joking. But we know he say that because
You know
baby
what I'm saying?
outside. You hear me, baby?
Nah,
You understand?
nah.
Like, you say
I don't
that.
even think she's here anymore. I don't think she is. But either way, you know what I mean? Like, I say it to that place of it that because I'm at the age that I'm at with no kids. I'm not married. I'm not anything. I'm an eligible bachelor. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know what I can bring to the table. I'm a full-time entrepreneur. This is, I'm in what we built. I'm here. This is here. This is real.
That. Yo, wait, hold up. Look at the
mean?
camera and say, you did that. Talk to yourself.
You did that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's part of the journey is being able to expand my vision. My vision was more one-dimensional than multi-dimensional at first. And now, because of a significant other that helps me think of these things, now I'm thinking of like, yo, I do want to get the crib. I do want to get the crib outside of the country because I want to eat better. I want to live better. I have something else to now live and look forward to. And so I want to be consistent in that way. I said all of that to say that is being consistent in many different ways towards what is passionate to you means something.
I love that. And my Dominican family is no longer living, so, but I still want a house out there too.
You got to get it.
I still want to get a house out there too, man. But consistency is key, and that's why we put those groups together too. Because when we say accountability, accountability breaks down to two parts: discipline and consistency. See, just those two moves alone can really do wonders for a company, a person, a relationship. Imagine if we were able to be more consistent. See, a lot of people are consistently inconsistent. You want to write that one down too, Dan? He said he can write that down too. So the idea is, how do we get that? Because let's be real, it's hard to be consistent. Let's be real, let's be honest. But God already knew that. That's why God sprinkled a little bit of gifts in you, a little bit of gifts in you, a little bit of gifts in me, a little bit of gifts in everybody else. We don't all have the same exact gifts, but we could come together to make what we have. Right. Powerpuff Girls.
Well, that's what I thought you were going.
Transformers. He wilding, right? He wilding in here.
Hey, Greg Griffith here. My latest book, Activate or Stagnate, is exactly what the title says. Take action in your life. Believe in yourself that you can, or you will stagnate from procrastination. I got some very simple strategies for your mind, body, and spirit. My book's on all the bookstores there, Amazon.com, Barnes & Nobles, on my website, theactivator.net. You can click the bio on my IG. I'm on all the social media platforms. And check out my latest episode on my YouTube. Mindset is everything. And I'll tell you like this. You are what you think you are. And if you stay fired up, you stay focused, Activate or Stagnate is the tool that you need to give you the success to succeed in life.
Yeah, your girl be having you watch some stuff, boy. Your girl be having you watch some stuff. Shout out to her, man. Shout out to her. She a big leader. Oh, leadership right here. She's a big leader. But yeah, 100%. We want to form like Voltron. Because we could take all the glory if we wanted to, but let's be real here. All of this stuff is rented. Everything is rented. Everything is borrowed. This time that we have on this earth is borrowed.
100%.
So does it really belong to us? Nah, it doesn't belong to me. We thank God, but it belongs to we. You didn't make this setup for me, by me, just for me. You didn't make it just for you. You made it for we.
Facts.
The collective. Somebody put collective in the chat. Put collective in the chat. So consistency is going to happen by collective. Every day is a accumulation. Another word for collective is accumulation. Every day is accumulation. So if we are collectively, if we are accumulating the people that would help us grow, the people that is in our environment that would help us take our lives to the next level, it's easier to be consistent.
Nah, facts.
If my goal is to make X amount of dollars, but my significant other just want to spend my X amount of dollars, I might not be consistent with making the X amount of dollars, but depends on how we look at it. It's the perspective. Maybe I want my significant other to be so well taken care of that it forces me to be consistent. So consistency is also going to come from the perspective. Just doing one a day. Just doing something a day. Just do something. If you may not be able to do the max reps that you did yesterday, just do one today. Just do something, because it's about the habits. The quality of our lives can be found through our habits.
100%.
That's why I say collective. That's why I say accumulation, because when we are accumulating our habits, but we are around other people who have great habits too, by default, it rubs down on us. And we want to make sure. Do I got to pause that? I said it rubs down on us. He's like, yeah, pause that. All right. So we get a little bit of that information to stay consistent, and then it encourages us to be consistent. How was that? That was better.
No, that was good. That was articulate. It was good. But man, Shaun, I appreciate you coming back on, dropping some more gems. And so, as a closing note, what would you like to leave with the audience?
Yeah, I will say this. My name is Shaun Crummey, also known as the Mindset Mogul. They also call me 2 Crew. My job right now is to help 6-figure, 7-figure earners who are corporate professionals, people who are course creators, and I'm helping them build out their communities, and I'm helping them grow their brand and just put them in a position of power so they can get more time and freedom. And right now what I'm doing is I'm not giving back, I'm giving forward. So right now, I'm working with people who may not be 6-figure, 7-figure earners. I'm working with people who may just be 5-figure earners. Yeah. And I want to help them transform their mindset so that they can become more effective in less time. My role is to just inspire people in a way that they've never been inspired before. Because if I can inspire them, that can last a lifetime. So I just want to walk in my purpose on purpose. And the last message I will leave to everybody is, if you're dealing with something, if you're going through pain, it's not something that's meant to break you. It's something that's meant to shape you. So I would love for you to start seeing difficulty differently. See obstacles as opportunities. And you could take your pain and turn it into your power. If you could just do that thing, anything that's paining you right now, and you could take that and turn it into your power, there's something special for you on the other side. On the other side of pain, there's two types of things you can get. The pain of regret, or you can get the pain and get the reward. I want you to get the reward. If you're going to go through the pain anyway, get the reward.
Absolutely. Definitely get the reward. And as a leaving note, there's something that I always like to give back to my audience. And again, it's always the choice.
Hold up, you're not gonna make us rap again, right?
No, I'm not gonna make you rap again.
Cause he gonna make us rap. Yo, you got 16 right now, bro. I ain't even doing 16 in 16 years, man. All right, go ahead, bro.
No, I'm not gonna make you rap. But what I like to leave my community with, because as I told them, your goal should only to be change one person a day, change one life a day. And so the one for me that I would like you to do is, can you let somebody in your community, give them your course, your coaching, whatever, one person for free?
100%. Yes, one person for free, of course. My goal is to help 528 people transform their perspectives to see difficulty differently and turn their obstacles into opportunities, basically become more effective in less time and step into their 7-figure earning potential. And if that's you, I want you to comment the word mindset to 646.
Well, we gonna make them work for it. Hold on.
Oh, don't give it to them like that?
No. We gonna make them work for it.
I was gonna let them just comment and get the...
We gonna make them work for it, as we always do, and the audience know we always do this. We're gonna pop a word up on the screen somewhere during this podcast, so you got to actually watch, because we're not giving it to just anybody where you can scroll to the end of the video and say, "Oh yeah, we want that, collect that." No. You got to watch the podcast. Once you go through it, it's gonna be randomly. It could be at 2 minutes, it could be at 10 minutes, it could be at 30 minutes. Who knows, right? So you got to watch the podcast. We're gonna pop the word up on the screen. And you got to send the word to one of our DMs, and we'll know. And then you can collect what you got to get.
Okay. So what's my instruction right now?
Your instruction right now is, what are you going to offer them when they send you this word?
So I'm going to offer them access to my mindset resets. So these are the calls that I would do on Saturdays. Should I tell them the time and all of that?
No, don't tell them the time. Just what it is.
So these are the calls that I would do to help you reframe and rewire your mind and thinking. So we all have these programmings and we may not know. So the thing is this, we have what we have because we are who we are. See, we're in the spot that we are in life because of the things that we know. We're not where we want to be because of the things that we do not know. I want to help people uncover their blind spots. So that way they can go from where they used to be or where they're currently at right now and close that gap to be where they want to be. And the way to close that gap is through mindset, through the ability to be in an environment of love, connectivity, and financial prosperity. So I'm going to bring them into my world, bring them into my environment where they can meet their next best friend, their next business partner. And I'm doing that for free. That's just off the love.
Absolutely.
Somebody put love in the chat.
Somebody LUHV. Love. Nah, man, Shaun, it's always a pleasure to have you on this pod, man. And if people wanted to tap in with you, learn more about you, join some of the other programs that you have going on, because I'm telling you, they're amazing. You have amazing speakers that are in there. Your team is amazing. I'm there. Everybody's there. You have different breakout rooms, as you already talked about, all of that type of stuff. Where could they find you at?
Look, if y'all want self-storage facilities, if y'all want time and freedom, if you want to be able to travel and do the things on your own time, if you want to get paid to be you, if you are saying, look, I'm sick of the rat race, I'm sick of struggling, I want to be in alignment with my assignment, I want them to find me at loveplus.com. I want you to send me a message on Love Plus. In fact, you can find me on other platforms. Mindset Mogul Crew. Mindset, you're gonna have it, right?
Yeah, we're gonna pop it up.
The crew is CRU. Some of you who are fast and won't pay attention. Mindset Mogul, MOGUL CRU. You can find me on Instagram. Find me on TikTok. You can find me on YouTube, and that's what you. I'm also building out this YouTube, so it's brand new.
Okay.
So you're gonna see me on YouTube a lot. Going forward, this year is the year of YouTube, but you can find me on those other platforms, even Snapchat, if y'all frisky. Find me on Snapchat.
Say less. Hey, listen, this was another amazing episode
Wait,
of
hold up.
Attractive
You gonna give them
Mindset.
my phone number?
Nah.
I wanted to give them my phone number.
Okay,
That's
we'll give
the
them
easiest way to find me.
We'll give them the phone number.
All right, I ain't gonna tell them anything else. Just the
Go
phone
ahead,
number.
go
All right,
ahead.
646-787-0689.
Okay.
Just tell your man it's just a friend. He's just a coach, okay?
There you go.
Don't even do that. Don't scratch that part out. I'm just joking on that part. Don't tell your man nothing. I got nothing to do with what you got going on at home.
Facts.
646-787-0689. That's the way to contact me.
Listen, if y'all want to tap in with Shaun, you can find him on the social media platforms, but go to loveplus.com to really tap in and learn everything that he has going on. And so, again, this is another amazing episode of Attractive Mindset, and I'm your host, Moneybag Rich. And as we always say, we look good, we live good, life is good. Talk to us, we talk back, and we out.